Hello everyone, this is Rob, the Baseball Time Traveler. Thanks very much for joining me today. I am going to do something a little bit different. Most of you are used to seeing some of my documentary style, but today I'm actually celebrating my first 6 months on YouTube. And I thought I'd celebrate it with some of my favorite sixes, SGC graded sixes. And I'm going to just make this a fairly quick video, and hopefully you'll enjoy seeing some of the cards that I've pulled out of my very modest collection. But before I get to the cards, I just want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch my videos and take the time to comment. I have received so many nice comments, kind comments from people, and it really inspires me to keep it going. I've enjoyed this tremendously. I'm an older guy, and I lived through so much of the stuff that you guys talk about that you see on videos. And I just want to try and convey to you some stories to kind of put you back in time. And I think I've succeeded to some degree in doing that. And I also understand that a lot of you are really just looking for cards and that sort of thing. And so that's why I try and mix it up. And today I'm going to show you some cards and tell you a couple quick stories and maybe move on from there. But again, thanks so much for your continuing support. And let's get on with it. Okay, so we're going to do a top 10. And these are no in particular order other than they're chronologically going from most recent into the distant past. Okay, and this is going to be my honorable mention because this is one of my favorite players. This is Willie McCovey, 1970. Great card. He was such a great ball player and a great man. 521 home runs, I believe. And then this card, of course, I've showed a couple of times. This was the card that my Grail card as a kid. My first year collecting was 1964, and I was always searching for those Willie Mays cards, and I found it. And this is not the particular card, but this is certainly a copy of it, and I'm just really happy to have this. Every time I see it, I remind myself of that 5 and dime store that I went to and bought my 5-cent pack, and just ripped it open hoping to find a Willie Mays card. Next one is one of my favorite players going back to 1963, the final year of Stan the Man Musial. Great man, great ball player. And can't go without showing you a 62 card of Stan the Man. This is one of my favorites of his. And while I'm thinking about it, you see that radio in the background. Some of you have asked, is that, legit radio and everything? This is actually a 1939 radio that my grandfather owned, and my dad always relayed stories to me that he listened to the first reports of the attack on Pearl Harbor on this actual radio, and it's still got its original componentry. It's long gone from working, but I'm hoping to maybe use current technology. I've heard Alex from Bowman 53, and I think Reese ND, he did a video the other day with Alex, and they talked about their radios and upgrading them. So I think I might do that. All right, getting back to some historic cards. This is the 1961 Roger Maris. And this, of course, was the year that he hit his famous 61 home runs. Good old Roger. One of my favorite guys. Very underrated guy. All right, now we'll go back into the 50s. Another favorite player of mine, kind of underappreciated, frankly. This is Richie Ashburn, center fielder for the Philadelphia Phillies for many, many years, and played on the Whiz Kids and was one of the very, very solid running player, very fast, and two-time National League batting champion. And here's another, this is 1955, my birth year, Hal Newhouser. Again, a name that is not a household name to a lot of players or a lot of collectors, but this is really a nice card, and I thought the colors really popped on this. And here's a 1951 Bowman of a player that I recently did a video on, Johnny Vandermeer, the only player to throw 2 consecutive no-hit ball games. And that was done in 1938. He had a pretty extended career, but after 1938 really became more of a journeyman type pitcher. But still, he has a record that I think is virtually unbreakable. You got to throw three no-hitters in a row to break his record. And then we're going to conclude. I've got a couple of cards back here. Let me reach out here. And this is a 1951 Bowman football card of Doak Walker, one of my favorite players, and the National Annual College Running Back of the Year is named the Doak Walker Award. And if you look carefully, you can see the Life magazine there, and that's from 1948. And that's Doak on the cover. He graced the covers of many magazines. Then here's another player that inspired me. I was in high school at the time that Brian Piccolo passed away, and I was a running back, and he was a very inspirational young man, only 26 years old when he passed away of cancer. But if you haven't seen the movie Brian Song, the original one with Jimmy Caan and Billy D. Williams, well worth the look. And then there's also a book that was written following his death, Short Season. And then last but not least, got to go with the 52 Topps Eddie Waitkus, which I will be doing a video on Eddie and Billy Jurgis, who in 1932 suffered a similar fate. He was shot. And they both came back to have decent careers. So that's it. I met my goal. We're at 6 minutes. And thanks again, everybody. Really appreciate your support. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time.